what is a game without a little scandal? As many would say, the larger the game, the larger the scandal. The Winter Olympics, known for its exhilarating games, is equally known for its scandalous moments. So we've combined the top 11 most controversial moments in the Winter Olympics that made their way to history books. Number 1 will surely shock you. At number 11, the 1968 Grenoble Games. The year was 1968, when the defending luge champion Ortrud Ederlein, along with her 2 East German teammates, decided to win the game by unfair means. They showed up moments before the game and left the place immediately after. Ederlein won a gold medal, and her teammates were also placed 3rd and 4th. As the saying goes, a guilty conscience needs no accuser. Their behavior was found suspicious, and hence it initiated an investigation in which it was found out that they heated their sleds, which caused the friction to reduce between the sleds and the ice, and hence in the faster speeds of sleds. They were stripped of their titles after that. So what do we learn from this, guys? Act super cool when you do something like this. Just kidding. Sitting at number 10, when Frozen was not just a Disney movie. Imagine winning a game just because the judges were too cold to stop the watch on time. This happened in the first ever Olympics in a game of speed skating when judges were freezing so much that they could not stop their manual stopwatches on time. This made an American player, Charles Jewtraw, lucky, and he won a gold medal. The player later admitted that he had never participated in a 500-meter race before, let alone trained for an Olympics game. Next up, the mysterious man in black. During the 1968 alpine skiing finals, Austria's Karl Stranz claimed that a man clad in black jumped in front of him and caused him to halt midway in the game. According to him, he was either a French policeman or a soldier that jumped in front of him in the dense fog to halt his progress, hence causing his rival French player Jean-Claude Killy to win the gold. If you are thinking that what in the Scooby-Doo is this, then hold my skiing stick, because 3 witnesses corroborated Karl's story, and the official allowed him a rerun in which he won a gold medal. But this does not end here, as he was disqualified 2 hours later, only when it was found out that he skipped gates during his game, which Karl claimed that he might have missed due to the dark shadow he saw ahead. Now, at number 4, lie or violation. If you thought that we were done with the name Karl Stranz, and you've got another thought coming, my friend. Karl made it to the newspapers once again in 1972 when it was found out that he was disqualified for lying about his amateur status. Karl received over $50,000 per year from ski manufacturers. People in 2022 for sure will be a little confused after listening to this, but keep in mind that in the 1970s, the game was amateurs only, much to the disappointment of Karl and other Austrians. But this led to a major Olympic reform about players' amateur status. Now, at number 7, Olympics judge exposed. On a scale of 1 to murder, how mad will you be on finding that the winners of the game you are participating in are already decided? This happened in 1998 when the Canadian judge Jean Senft released a voice recording in which the Ukrainian judge Yuri Balkov was telling her to do a favor for the Ukrainian players in judgment, and he will return the favor by doing the same to Canadian players. Later on, it was revealed that Senft made multiple complaints about Balkov, but no action was taken against him. Both the teams failed to medal after that, although according to many, the Canadian team deserved a bronze. After this incident, both the Canadian and Ukrainian judges were banned for 1 and 6 years respectively, despite the protests of the former. Next, professional jealousy gone wrong. If you want to hear a juicy Olympic story, you are in for a treat. One fine winter day, January 6th, Nancy Kerrigan, an American figure skater, got clubbed on the knee, and on January 14th, 3 people got charged for the attack on her. Things got spicier when Kerrigan's fellow ice skater, Tonya Harding's ex-husband, got charged for the assault on January 19th. Harding later admitted that she knew about the plan about the assault on Kerrigan. She later got herself a plea deal and thus avoided prison, but got a lifetime ban on herself. Hello, Netflix. Are you listening? Have we got a story for you? Now, at number 5, the prohibited party. All of us got punished for partying hard in our schools at some point. Who knew for some athletes, partying could still cause punishment? This happened to Canada's women's hockey team after they partied hard for winning their 3rd gold in Vancouver Games 2010. They were misinformed that the ice rink was empty, so they took their cigarettes and champagne there to celebrate. But never in a million years they would have thought that school never ended. The team received severe criticism for partying on the rink, and including underage players in it. Even Hockey Canada apologized for the on-ice party, stating that Team Canada apologized for their on-ice celebrations if it offended anyone. In the excitement of the moment, the celebration left the confines of our dressing room, and it shouldn't have. The team regrets the embarrassment it may have caused the IOC or COC. Some people defended them as well, stating that they deserved to blow some steam off. They had worked pretty hard for the win, so that people really need to cut them some slack. You might have heard of switching jobs for a career shift, but would you have thought of switching countries? Imagine moving to another country because your own country's coaches are not doing you good, only to have your career ended a few years after the move. This happened to Johan Muleg, originally a German but later got a Spanish nationality. In his first Olympics as a Spanish citizen, he won 3 gold medals, but later tested positive for darbepoetin, which wasn't illegal at that time, but he still got disqualified at the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City, and his career ended shortly after that. Next, a jail, but for Olympic players. Take part in the Olympics, they said. You'll get hotel rooms, they said. But did anyone prepare the athletes for getting jail rooms? This happened in the 1980 Olympics when lawmakers decided to make use of the Olympics facilities after facing backlash for abandoning it before. So they decided to make prison cells to accommodate athletes and thought to use these cells to accommodate offenders afterward. A group called Stop the Olympics Prison came into action, but with no luck. Athletes got the first-hand experience of staying in jail that year. Sounds crazy, right? Now, at number 2, a drug scandal. Again, ask someone what's the first word that comes to their mind when they hear of the Olympics, and chances are you'll hear them say drug scandal. Players testing positive for drug tests are nothing new for the Olympics. But still, snowboarding has a special reputation for drugs. This is because an athlete named Ross Rebagliati won gold in the very first year this game was introduced, but later he tested positive for marijuana and got stripped of his medal. But since marijuana wasn't illegal at that time, he got his medal back. But snowboarding never got its reputation back. And lastly, the repeated Russian tradition. Ever heard of a country being so desperate to win gold medals that they started a doping program for their athletes? If not, then meet Russia. The country was at its lowest point in the Olympics after the fall of the Soviet Union in 2010. So instead of getting out of the slump by working hard, they decided to involve 1,000 athletes in doping. For my friends who don't know, doping includes using a banned drug to help you in competitive sports. In 2014, Russia caused severe damage to the integrity of the prestigious sporting event when agents of the Federal Security Services swapped steroid-containing urine samples with samples of clean urine by passing through a mouse hole. They did this to forge the samples of their players who were secretly using steroids to help them in sports. Even after this incident, Russian government officials and security services agents were found multiple times to manipulate the samples of athletes. Even quite recently, Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva was tested positive for trimetazidine, and she's only 15. What are you doing, Russia? Over the years, Russia took home 33 medals, out of which 13 were gold. After their master plan of cheating was revealed in 2019, they got a 4-year Olympics ban and lost 10 medals and their position as the country with the greatest number of medals at the Games. Imagine a massive state-sponsored scheme of cheating. That is the sole reason why the national anthem of Russia is not played in the Olympics. And that's a wrap for this video. So, what did you think was the most controversial moment in the Olympics history? Did we miss any scandal? Do let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button for more videos like this. See you in the next one.